vigilante with a view to reminding them of their core duty, which is to provide information to the police, that the police would catch up with whoever is disturbing the peace of the
You do not
government.
think this might deter them or dampen?
So
you don't think this might dampen their motivation?
What?
You don't think that step you have taken, in as much as you might have good intentions, could dampen their motivation to want to work?
Well, I wish you were a member of the Emohua Vigilante. Then I will know whether your motivation will be dampened. As for those I am addressing, they will only be fired up. Their efforts will be redoubled. That is what parents do to children when the output reduces. You take measures. So I will not be afraid to take a decision just because something else will happen. No, I'm not one in that mold. So they will redouble their efforts because I have provided logistics and everything for them to be able to do their duty. So what they are not at, cannot continue to put the local government in bad light.
And so then, Doc, when you look at it critically, still to dwell on this a little bit, some people would argue that, well, if you're going to take this approach, no, despite how noble your intentions might be, if we look at it from a perspective of, imagine the government saying, oh, we are not going to pay the police because we give them a task to bring somebody and they've not been able to do it, whereas their job also involves providing security and providing information for other individuals or for other forms of crime within society. From that perspective, you would understand why some people are concerned that, well, even if they are still going to do this and ensure that this person is captured, at least the chairman should consider that there are other things that they do in that community, like you've raised the herders problem now, and I'm sure that they would also have a role to play in trying to ensure that people who involve in this sort of crime are apprehended. So shouldn't it be something that the council and you should consider to perhaps look at another approach at motivating these people to get the job done? And importantly, the question people are even asking is the role of the traditional rulers in the various communities. How as good is the working relationship between yourself and the traditional rulers to ensure that these criminal elements are apprehended as quickly as possible? By all means, they should have some sort of information as well.
So, Andrew, I want to refresh your memory to what happened during the reign of Florence Anene, also known as Anene the Law. I will refer you to a certain meeting of the Armed Forces Ruling Council, where General Ibrahim Babangida presided, head of state as he then was, that he asked Inspector General of Police then about Florence Anene. That does not mean that he has clamped down on the police. What I have done as a leader is to rejuvenate the Emohua Vigilante so that they will be alive to their duty of providing security for the local government. So they will, on their own, I'm already you. They will on their own now do it. But if that is your problem, we will look at it. We will look at the decision we have made. But what the people, they also beneficial. Whatever we are doing, we are targeting majority of members of our local government. We are not doing it for fun of it. We are poised to ensure that the local government area is safe for people who live and do business in the local government.
All right, Chairman.
So we'll look at it if that will dampen there. But I have received phone calls. I have been briefed by the commander of the MOV on what they are doing with a view to ensuring that the peace we enjoy in the local government remains. And of course, it's important to note that if, as we are doing that, there was also the crisis in Iba, which was exacerbated by men of the Nigerian Civil Defense who were sharing money with some boys in the community in terms of proceeds from oil bumping. And this is what I have been shouting, which led to exchange of gunfire in the community that left some persons with bullet wounds. And I have been saying, look, there have been collaboration. And the boys said to me on phone that they had the members of civil defense and they came back and said, and this is something that we have been saying. This business will not thrive if these people do not put their hands. How can a man who is asked to watch over the thing be the one who is killing the product? So the same thing happened the last time in Ndele. And when you keep talking, it will seem as if you are a madman or you don't know what you are doing. So the radio, Andrew, people like you should also help in mounting advocacy so that personnel who are brought here should be brought to do their work and not to cooperate with this element in making the LGA.
All right, Chairman, sir. We have a very short commercial coming. My next question was to come from this angle. You already raised it, so I'm pretty sure after the commercial, we'll go ahead. We are going to get into it even more. Perhaps we'll get questions from our listener, but then just stay with us. Let's go for a very short commercial. We'll be right back.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That is the handle. Go on Facebook, like the page, and get on there. We're streaming live. Let us know what suggestions would you have if you were to give suggestions as to how we can tackle some of the problems in Emohua local government area. Now would be a perfect time to bring those suggestions. You can drop them on Facebook, the comment section. You can also send it to us on WhatsApp, and when we open the phone lines, we'd love to also hear from you. We have the chairman of Emohua Local Government Council with us on the show this morning, Honorable Chidi Lloyd. Doctor, I like to add, Dr. Chidi Lloyd with us via telephone. So we'll be opening the phone lines as well, so you can drop your opinions and also ask a few questions. Meanwhile, let me get to my guest, Dr. Lloyd. Thank you very much. I think we'd have to reestablish contact with him and then continue. In the meantime, let us know what your thoughts are. You're listening to the conversation. It seemed unending. We are aware of how our efforts have been on by the council to establish some sort of peace within that region, communities in that local government. And as much as efforts have been put in place, we still see that elements of these criminal activities still continue to thrive. Before we get into the details of what concerns illegal oil bunkering, let's point out something that he mentioned that has to do with herders and how herders are invading parts of the community. In his words, I know that we have one time in the state a ban on open grazing. There was that the House of Assembly had passed. Hello, Dr. Lloyd.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us again. Let's get into it quickly. We know that sometime in March there were reports about fire and then vandalizing of the pipeline at SPDC somewhere in Rumekbe, pipeline explosion that occurred at the time. I know that because I think Wademeka Otuka who also reported that incident, and you were there to also talk about how displeased you were. Despite the number of people that have died, we still have some of these illegal oil refining activities taking place in not just Rumekbe. You've mentioned Iba, which is one community that you've always talked about most of the times with connection to illegal oil refining. What exactly would you say is the reason why the residents of these communities or people involved in this business are not stopping the business, but it seemed to be thriving even more despite efforts to curb it?
Andrew, you will recall that the governor of Rivers State some time ago gave a marching order to 23 local government channels with a view to ensuring that illegal bunkering is stamped out of the state. And the local government chairman went into action. You and I will attest to the effect of that action. That Rivers State was rid of what was hitherto known as soot. And our flora and fauna was beginning to get back its original nature. To which that even the Choba River began with some kind of self-flushing. We could now see the real color of the river. Then there is this very pedestrian example, which is our Shekeleke. The Shekeleke in Rivers State that all at a time turned black. But after the efforts by the state government, the Shekeleke now started coming back to its original color of white. Then all of a sudden, the federal government through its agencies, the Minister for State for Petroleum, the GMD of NNPC, the Chief of the Army Staff, they all came here without giving a pat on the back of the state government and what they had done. Went into communities and did, of course, the usual fire brigade approach, did what they did, the road show, and left. So we pulled out of the state. Now the boys have come back reinvigorated. And to tell you, if you ask why is this still thriving, and I've also said that it is thriving because of the collaboration of security agencies. Okay, imagine what happened in Iba a day or two ago. Some men of Nigerian security and civil defense went to share money with these miscreants. And I say it on good authority, I have proof.
Have you reported it?
Have you what?
If you've reported to the security authorities.
So who is listening? But
at least it will not be out of place if you have proof to report it.
Who preaches to a choir? The choir knows what the pastor wants to preach. So who do I go and report to? So the person I'm reporting to didn't know that his men were hit by bullets by these miscreants. And what was the position of the boys? They came, they gave them money, they came back again. Which means it's a business. You make reference of the one in Rubebe where over 20 persons were killed. And I said to you, there was a formation of a security agent close to where the illegal bunkering was posted. The best way to do is to ask that these security agencies post people from these communities back to these places. That is the only way this thing will stop. Let Rivers people come and man and police Rivers State. Because people see posting to Rivers State as huge business, they come to make money. Pollute our air, go to Lekki and Wuse and other parts of the country to buy houses and breathe fresh air with their family. As far as Rivers State is concerned, anything can happen. No, but it's not true.
But as much as, Chairman...
There's a government here.
Dr. Lloyd, as much as...
Even if we can only blow muted trumpets, we can't punish the officers, but we will keep shouting. We will name and shame them.
Dr. Lloyd, as much as we would say that, well, you can finger some security personnel for aiding this sort of crime, we can't also take away the fact that our own people are the ones perpetrating the crime. Aren't they aware that these things are affecting our environment?
The boys who are doing this, if they don't transport it, nobody will buy. It's simple. If there are no buyers of stolen products, the thieves will not go and waste their time. It's as simple as that. You come on the road, on that our own section of the East-West Road, you have more than 40 checkpoints. Where do they carry the products through? I don't want to be modest. When I keep shouting it, it's as if I have issues with security agencies. There are very fine officers among them. There are very fine officers, but there are disgruntled ones among them.
Right. Let's take a few.
That's the problem.
All right, let's take a few calls and messages from the listener. We'll come back to more questions, but I'm sure the listener would have a few questions they would like to ask and hope that you respond to 0817-923-0003. The number to call 0817-923-0003, or you call us up on 0817-923-0007. We have the chairman of Emohua Local Government Council live with us here on radio, and we'll be listening to hear your contributions and questions. David is our first caller from Yenagoa. David, good morning.
Yeah, greetings from the city of Yenagoa.
All right, David, the chairman can hear you, and so can we all. Straight to the point, please.
As a matter of fact, this is my humble opinion with respect to this issue of insecurity in Emohua local government area. You are aware since the coming of the chairman of the local government, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, insecurity had not been abated as far as I'm concerned. I think from what I'm seeing, himself, the chairman is overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed with the insecurity. That's to say he cannot tackle the insecurity that is having in his domain. Now, if he sees it or stops to pay the security outfit that he formed because they are unable to apprehend the suspect he had mentioned, for that singular reason they will not be paid. I want to ask him, did they stop his allocation as chairman of the local government who is overwhelmed, who cannot tackle the security of the local government is governing? Will his allocation for the month be stopped? I don't think that will be a reason for him not to pay. He should pay the people. After all, when he came, there was what they call them, OSPAC. He disbanded those people and formed his own. His own that he formed through cannot also help him in tackling insecurity. Well, for me, he has failed with respect to insecurity as far as I'm concerned. Thank you. My name is David West.
All right, David West from Yenagoa. A message here on Facebook says, good morning, let the chairman try because Emohua always makes headlines with regards to insecurity. Benjamin Joseph says, good morning, let the chairman try to make peace with Let them try to make peace with themselves. Another one on Facebook here, Ibn Akorobo Gideon says, good morning. Emohua local government in River State has been on the news for the wrong reasons. Let the chairman do well to stop the killings and kidnappings in that local government council. Remember that on WhatsApp you can also send in messages 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. And a few questions here on WhatsApp. I'll just direct them to the chairman. Council chairman should declare state of emergency on illegal oil bunkering in Emohua, declare curfew in Emohua, and declare amnesty as well. Igbani Joe. Those are his suggestions. Another person says, I suggest that the chairman should continue paying the security men to energize them to do more and place a ransom on anybody that will get the person. Patrick Amadi sent that suggestion. Another one says, I commend Dr. Lloyd for his boldness in matching these miscreants terrorizing the peace in Emohua. I will join him to sustain the fight while soliciting the support of various communities to ensure this fight is won. Woyike Odinaka, you sent in that message. Okay, Chairman, sir, I'm sure you heard what one of the callers, David West from Yenegua, says, and some suggestions that a few of the other callers have said. Before you respond, let's just listen to Blessed from Alu and hear what he has to say. Hello, Blessed. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother. It's Yemi Andrew.
All right, straight to the point, Blessed.
Honorable Chidi Lloyd, being the Emohua local government chairman. We know Emohua before you become a local government chairman, because it was a place when there was a little of insecurity challenges. And the former chairman of Emohua, being Tom Lazy, he set up the security committee, whereas they do the very good work for them to send all these boys out of the road. And every time in Emohua was peaceful. But you said something about the security agents that helping the boys doing bunkering or for them to escort them out of this thing. My brother Chidi Lloyd, if you can be able to govern Emohua very well, peace will come in Emohua. The way things go in Emohua now is not okay with many of us, because see killing everywhere and there, see the boys carry guns, kill the boys, go to house, go and killing people or kidnapping people. What is happening in Emohua? You are the chairman of the local government of Emohua. Why cannot go liaise with other people, if the other security agencies, to bring all these perpetrators?
Thank you very much, Blessed. Your point has been noted. Thank you very much. Let's go to Bori. Letambari, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ichimi Andrew.
You're welcome.
Yes, and I agree with the doctor, the chairman of Emohua local government. Yeah. My concern is that this issue will also base between you in the studio playing a role too. Do you know why I said that? Before this election, I heard a lot of things that makes my eyes to open. A lot of people will come up based on the fact that they don't like a particular person. And they can decide, because they are in power, they can decide to make one statement against somebody they hate, or maybe politically or otherwise.
Letambari, what's the contribution or question? We have limited time.
Pardon?
What's the contribution or question you want to ask? We have limited time.
What I want to say is this. For we to actually agree on what the chairman in the studio is saying, is that we need to take an inventory of the report he's giving outside him. If you or the studio can send their people on a kind of intelligence asking, as in asking people to know actually what this chairman is saying is true, that this guy committed an offense which warranted him to declare him, even when he is not in charge to declare somebody wanted.
All right, Letambari. Samuel in Abia State, good morning.
God bless you. This is Samuel. I come for one man construction kingdom in Abia State. Please let me at Emohua. Emohua being on the news every time. Please let me suggest like this. Is it not good for them to use local vigilante The people are underrating them, underrating those vigilantes. But they can do the needful. They can help matters because they know the length and breadth of the communities more than the police. They can pass information. The people are underrating them. They should engage them, empower them, give them stipends, they encourage them. They will do the needful. I'm telling you, if they can listen to what we are contributing, it will go ahead to get good results. Please let them do the needful. Vigilantes, let them engage Emohua Vigilantes so that they will work in synergy with the chairman. Without security, you cannot do anything. Thank you, Samuel.
Right, Samuel, thank you very much. And then we'll take one more, so we go on to Dr. Lloyd to respond. Mufasa and Ada George, good morning.
Yeah, hi, Andrew. Good morning.
Okay, go talk to us.
Good morning to the doc, the Honorable Chairman of Council. Well, for me, I think, in as much as we know that, for some time now, Emohua has, become the hotbed of criminal activities, of course, community clash and all of that. But then again, I think we shouldn't rule out commendations. But I think this current chairman has actually taken a very firm stand against criminality. Even when it gets to the point where certain statements, was made against the security operatives, all to ensure that, insecurity is completely stamped out, from the local government and its area. But the question I wanted to ask the Honorable Chairman is, the community people, I'm talking about paramount rulers, chiefs, and opinion leaders in the community, are they willing to cooperate with him and the chairman to ensure they collaborate in and reporting this element with this community? Most criminals and bad boys members of this community. So the community leaders, are they willing to cooperate with the council to ensure that they fight criminality together?
All right,
these are my questions.
Thank you very much. Let's get over to Dr. Lloyd now. Doc, I'm sure you heard some of the response and comments that were made. Hello, Doc.
What you will do now is...
Okay. Perhaps we'll get to him in a matter of moments. But some messages on WhatsApp says, good morning, please, Chidi Lloyd, don't stop. Pay the local vigilantes, because if you stop, the insecurity will be worse. This is a diplomatic Niger Delta man from Ubimini Ward 12. You sent in that message. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Yes, so you heard the comments by some of the callers and some of the messages and their suggestions. One major question that was asked was whether you have the cooperation of the community leading community chief.
That is the most important point. I can assure you that the local government is it is normal for me to where I give, because I give the way to come on radio and sue us of trust. This is not exactly the I call it. The local government can not do using the back of the situation that the government will be cut.
And one last question we let go. There's an act in the state that bans open grazing. This is with response to the herders situation that you raised earlier. We know that governments within the region, that was last year, when it was a serious issue. The implementation. I'm asking, the implementation, if we have that on ground, is that something you could consider?
Your question would have been that there is a law on open grazing. What are you doing about it?
Exactly.
You are talking. From morning, your own show is keep talking. Then even the man you are asking.
So, Doc, how are you implementing that?
Tell you, just as you advise us, let your producer also advise you to.
How are you implementing that, Doc? Are you implementing the law in Emohua?
I have assured you that is on top of what is on top there. We are implementing it. I have a special assistant on open grazing. So we are doing a lot. We are not just folding our hands here. So let me also advise you to do more.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lloyd. Thank you very much, Doc. We understand that. Thank you very much for your time. Well, he says, well, they'll be implementing that law. We know that came last year, and we expected that, we are going to have serious implementation of that. And many people have questioned the fact that we still have cattle roaming parts of the state on without anybody saying anything or trying to stop that from happening. And if we had this law on ground and then we got to a point where we have cattle invading communities in the manner in which the picture has been painted by the chairman, then you would wonder whether or not we are not implementing that law if had put it in place. Let's get back onto the phone line. We're going to hear more from Anna. What's your thoughts about this? And you heard the conversation. Let's get your opinion on what's good. Rather than the chairman send vigilance pay for non-performance, the best is to do that with more pay to encourage them to do more. Not paying them would slow down their work. Daffy sent in that message. Goody Mike is on the line from Wimpy. Hello, Goody Mike. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
You're welcome.
Let me add my voice concerning the artisanal refinery taking place in Emohua local government.
Go ahead.
You see, before the coming of chairman of Emohua local government, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, Emohua local government, actually the indigenous there, the people who are into this artisanal refinery, it was very robust and rosy before he came as a local government chairman. Let's not forget in it. It's not like as he came now, then what do you call this artisanal refinery started, no? And most of Dr. Chidi Lloyd also said, because if every local government chairman fought the war the way he did it, in fact, I actually worked with him when we were fighting this war, and it was like a personal something. He did it personal with those who were doing this thing. He was into the bush. He did a lot of things. One vehicles that were a lot of things. So this man should be commended for what he has done in Emohua local government. Nevertheless, let's not forget that some mothers do have them. No matter how you try to stop, they will continue. My name is Godemai.
All right. Osaru is in Rumolomeni. Good morning, Osaru. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
Go on.
Yes, I will start by saying governance is not an easy thing. But the approach really matters. It depends on the approach the chairman is using. Is he an emperor approach? Is he a dictatorship approach? What does he listen from his advisors? Does he have advisors that tell him what he wants to hear and tell him he's doing very well when perhaps that is not what the people feel? So I think approach, you go down, you don't, as a leader, you don't feel on top of everything at all time. You have to serve the people. And even his reactions when people came up and criticized was like, they're abusing him and so on. I think he should change his approach. Liaise with these people, and you see that peace will come. It depends on, because if you, some leaders, you do gra-gra, your followers will follow you with gra-gra. So that is what I see in this issue. Let him calm down, go back, change his advisors, and they go to the root of this matter and let it end. It's not power all the time.
All right, Osari.
We are human beings. Everybody have their own side of reaction to make. This is my take on this.
Ferdinand in Emohua. Good morning, Ferdinand.
Yes, I'm just talking in respect of Chidi Lloyd. Chidi Lloyd is just, I'm speaking from Emohua. Chidi Lloyd, the job voted him because we know who he is. Chidi Lloyd is doing his best. Because what you can see the actions he takes, I think he's an army officer. He goes everywhere and makes sure that things are roaming in the way. He said, we'll hear about what he's doing. Here again, they terrorize them all every day. 60 persons terrorize them all every day. And he has given a clue in respect of it. Put it publicized, put it everywhere. Anybody that gets issue information to in respect of who is terrorizing them all, this judgment, that the person will be rewarded. And that's what they need to do. They cannot do it alone. He cannot do it. He is not protecting his family alone. He is protecting the entirety of this Emohua local government. He's a human being that with blood like us. So I don't know exactly why it's just the same thing governor is doing. If something happens in a state like this, the governor also gives instructions. So that's what the man is doing.
All right.
He cannot do it without the cooperation of the whole people. That's why he publicized it, put it in everywhere. Anybody that can have the useful information, then they will help him.
Thank you very much, Ferdinand. That's how we draw the curtain here on the show this morning. Hello, Port Harcourt is next. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Thank you for your time. Good morning.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.